at center field.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Cresskill High School in Cresskill, New Jersey. Cablevision of New Jersey, in cooperation with the Cresskill High School Booster Club, presents the New Jersey State Interscholastic High School Football Championship. I'm Joe Vialone, along with Jack Curry, and together we'll be bringing you today's contest between the undefeated Cresskill Cougars and the North Arlington Vikings as they square off in a game both teams have been working for all year.
Well, Joe, there's no doubt about that. Cresskill comes into the game with an unblemished 10-0 record, while North Arlington has
thoughts. My prediction is if we stay away from the turnovers and some bad penalties, we got a real good shot of winning.
I think it's going to be a good ball game. I don't think it's going to be any place for the weak of heart. We've seen the size that Cresskill has on the front line, and we, of course, have the same thing. Probably can match them. Maybe we're a little bit stronger, but I think that ball game like that, there's no hometown favorite and there's no home field. It's come out and play the ball game, and the best team will come out of the thing with the victory, I think.
And we're back here at Arch Shaw Field in Cresskill High School, Cresskill, New Jersey. North Arlington ready to kick off. To do the kicking for North Arlington, number 86, Eric Grazza. Joe Vialone and Jack Curry. We're just about to get underway. You see Cresskill High School with the black jerseys, the gold trim. North Arlington wears the white with the blue trim. Back to receive for Cresskill is number 49. That's Vince Spina. Also back there, Tom Karach, number 44, to take the kick for the Cougars. Just about to get underway. Line drive kick taken on one hop by Spina, right at his own 10-yard line. Tries to break for the sideline. He has some running room. Across the midfield mark, finally brought down by the kicker, Eric Grazza, at just about the 30-yard line. So big return by Cresskill, and they start the game off with a huge game.
What a way to start a state championship game, Joe. Vince Spina, the co-captain for Cresskill, going right down the sideline, a 60-yard return, setting up Cresskill in very good field position and igniting this large Cresskill crowd here as the Cougars get underway here in the first quarter.
So the ball spotted on the 33-yard line. First down and 10 for the Cougars.
Quarterback for the Cougars, Tino Pagnozzi.
Tino Pagnozzi, number 9. Is the quarterback in behind center. They go out of the pro set, and it's Karach and Spina in the backfield. Pagnozzi back to pass. Looking for Solari down on the 5-yard line. Solari dives, but it goes out of bounds and incomplete. Good coverage on the play by North Arlington. That's the cornerback Glenn Parley, number 24.
Pagnozzi, a first-team All-BCSL selection, Joe. He wasn't wasting any time for Cresskill, going straight for the end zone. Had a diving receiver, almost came up with it. A good first down play for Cresskill, though. They're looking right for that end zone.
Solari split out wide to the left side. On the right, Jim Dowling. Pagnozzi gives to Spina. Spina tries the middle, now bounces outside. He has some running room, gets into the secondary before he's finally brought down at about the 15-yard line. Good gain on the play by Spina. It will be a first down.
Spina had 13 touchdowns coming into this game, Joe. He's the co-captain of this Cresskill club, and thus far it's been his day. He had that big kickoff return, and right there he picks up the first down.
And you look at that offensive line: Jim Rogovich, Costa Danius, Mike Campbell, Kevin Martin, Matt Higgins, and Ed Lopez is the tight end, number 22. Again, the Cougars go from the pro set. Hand off up the middle to Karach. Karach stopped almost immediately, picks up maybe 1 yard on the play. It'll be second down, 9 yards to go.
North Arlington linebacker Nelson coming up on that play, making a good tackle. One of the first good plays of the day for North Arlington, as thus far Cresskill has dominated in the early going.
Ball spotted on about the 20-yard line. And looking at the offensive backfield, Pagnozzi, Spina, Karach, Solari, Schwartz, and Dowling, those two alternate bringing in the plays for the Cougars. Pagnozzi back to pass again. Looks over the middle, fires to Solari, and he dives into the end zone. Touchdown. Cresskill, Ed Solari going airborne, jumping over a tackler and bringing it in for the score. 6-0. Cresskill takes the early lead.
Well, Joe Solari was wound on the left side there, cut across the middle, and he was hit with the touchdown. He has close to 1,000 yards receiving on the year. That is his 11th touchdown.
That connection has been working all year for Cresskill. Really, Pagnozzi to Solari, one of the better passing combinations, has to be considered in the county. Now, set to kick off the extra point attempt, Jeff Kurtz, the sophomore for the Cougars. It's up and right through the uprights. Cresskill 7, North Arlington nothing, with 10:28 remaining here in the first quarter. Cresskill getting on the board early.
Well, North Arlington coach Larry McCune told me that he was very worried about the Cresskill big play offense. And as we see, the Cresskill Cougars march right down the field, climaxing the drive with a pass from Pagnozzi to Solari. Solari cuts in from the left side and goes right over the middle. Pagnozzi hits him for the 19-yard touchdown as he dives in for 6.
And setting up the kickoff for the Cougars, number 17, Jeff Kurtz. Back deep to receive for North Arlington, John Piero. Also back there for the Vikings is Brian Renshaw.
Renshaw and Pierre deep for the Vikings.
Well, Joe, the key for North Arlington on offense will be how healthy is their running back, Darren Sellis. We'll see when they do come out to set up if Sellis is ready to play. He has 18 touchdowns on the season.
And he squibs one down to about the 35-yard line. Picked up and then smothered immediately. Good coverage on the play by Cresskill, but a poor kick. Only down about to the 40-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10. North Arlington taking over. First down and 10 on the 40.
I don't think Kurtz intended to do that, Joe. The ball just kind of slipped off his foot and squibbed along. It'll be good field position, though, for North Arlington.
And looking at the North Arlington offensive line, Nelson, Hoffman, Ingenito for Lenza, Flake, and Gratzen, number 86, is the tight end. Handoff goes to Perro. Perro gets about 2 yards on the play. Nice coverage by Cresskill, just stopping him as he tried to break to the outside.
We can expect to see more passing if Sellis does not, if he's not healthy enough to move the ball. Expect Collier to pass the ball more.
And the backfield, Collier, Piero, Blumetti, Sellis, and Renshaw is the split end, number 32. He's split out to the left right now. Perro now splits out to the right. And jaw play right up the middle. Gets very close to the first down marker. Looks to be about a yard short. Nice carry on the play by Blumetti.
Blumetti picking up the slack for Sellis, Joe. As we take a look right now, Sellis is on the sidelines. He is not in the ball game for North Arlington. That's bad news for the Vikings. If Sellis is not out there carrying the ball, it just takes that much more away from their offense. But after that last run by Blumetti, they have to be a little more optimistic.
So Blumetti again lines up in the wishbone formation. Handoff. This time goes up the middle, and again, North Arlington using the big rushing attack. It's working for them, and they get a first down.
John Piero going ahead for the first down on that one, Joe. Very interesting here. Sellis not in the ball game, but as you said, North Arlington going with that rushing attack. They do have some other good runners back there. Piero we've seen pick up some yardage, as well as Blumetti. Can't say that the loss of Sellis won't hurt them, but they're hoping that these other players will be able to pick up the slack.
On the 49-yard line. That's Blumetti in motion. Collier back to pass. Looking towards the sideline, has his receiver, and he's still on his feet right down near the first down marker. Eric Gratzen, a tight end.
Collier looking good. That's the first time we've seen him throw today, Joe. He does have good potential as a quarterback. He also plays defensive back. He read the defense on that play, saw that he had an open man and hit him, and North Arlington is marching right back down that field.
So it is a first down for North Arlington. The defensive line for Cresskill, Jim Rogovich, Mike O'Loughlin, Matt Higgins, Kevin Martin, Brad Zakoff at defensive end. North Arlington moving the ball rather consistently in their first possession. Run up the middle, this time stopped on the play right away by Tom Karach. He plays the monster position for the Cougars. It's just that he lines up on the side, the strong side of the offense, and he'll help out wherever he's needed. That time he came right up to make the stop right about, you know, a yard past the line of scrimmage, doing his job. You're back to pass in a whole bunch of trouble, and he's thrown down for about a 10-yard loss. Number 76, Jim Rogovich, getting his 8th sack of the year. Jim Rogovich, being recruited by a host of Division I schools, showed why right there.
Rogovich goes at 6'4", 220, Joe, and no one touched him on that play. He flew right in there. Collier didn't have a chance. He's sacked for a big loss, and we can expect North Arlington to come out throwing right here. Coach Larry McEwen did say when I had spoken to him during the week that they would try and cross up Cresskill and do things that they didn't expect, but they haven't fooled him right there on that last play.
So 3rd down, 18 yards to go for North Arlington, 6:58 remaining in the first quarter. Collier back to pass. Throws to his tight end. He has him complete, but he still will fall way short of the first down, about 6 yards short. Eric Ratson on the reception for the Vikings. So Bergenfield dropped back into deep coverage, just protecting. Cresskill dropped back into deep coverage, just protecting against the long pass. That time it was successful. They stopped him about 5 yards short. So it's 4th down, 5 yards to go.
Collier now 2 of 2 on the day. He's hit Gratson with both of those passes for about 25 yards. 4th down situation now.
And setting to punt for North Arlington. He gets a nice high one off, angling towards the end zone. Vin Spina calls. Check that, Ed Solari calling for the fair catch. Down on his own 6-yard line. Good punt by Keith Nelson for North Arlington. So Cresskill takes over. 1st down and 10 on their own 12.
I thought North Arlington might go for that 4th down situation, Joe, but after that good punt by Nelson, their strategy certainly worked off. They have Cresskill deep in their own territory right now, the ball on about their own 12.
North Arlington and Cresskill both showing the ability to move the ball against the opposing defense. North Arlington with the rush, Cresskill with the pass. Pagnozzi hands off to Vin Spina. Pulls his way ahead for about 4 yards. Gets it out close to the, call it the 18-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and about 6 yards to go.
Spina, a straight-ahead runner, Joe, who gets a lot of yardage with his carries. He's had about 100 carries on the season. He has over 700 yards, so that could easily be figured out that he goes for more than 7 yards a carry. Thus far today, he's been impressive, returning back a kick for a good yard gain, and he's looked very good as Cresskill tries to move the ball on the ground.
2nd down and 6, balls on the 14-yard line. Pagnozzi. Hands on a little misdirection play. Spina, Karach, check that. There is a flag on the play. We'll have to see what the referee will call it. The flag landed as soon as Karach did hit the ground. It is a face mask against North Arlington. That will put Cresskill ahead 15 more yards and give them a 1st down. So 1st down, 10 yards to go from the Cresskill 25-yard line.
Well, Cresskill gets a break on that one, Joe. They were deep in their own territory. They get a 15-yard penalty, move the ball far ahead, a little more breathing room, and the opportunity now for Pagnozzi to pass if he so wishes.
1st down and 10, 5:10 remaining here in the first quarter. 7-0, Cresskill leads. Handoff goes to Spina, and Spina breaks a tackle and deep into the secondary of North Arlington. He brings it all the way into North Arlington territory, down to the Viking 45-yard line. So a big pickup as Spina, running off tackle, gets some running room.
30-yard run on that one for Spina, Joe. He probably has over 100 yards total offense. He had the 60-yard kickoff return, goes 30 there, and he had a few other carries in which he picked up about 15 yards. So we've only played about 6 minutes here in this first quarter, and Mr. Spina has already gone over the 100-yard mark in total purpose offense.
So 1st down and 10 from the North Arlington 46-yard line. Pagnazzi back to pass, angling towards the sideline, has Solari. Solari makes an exceptional catch, getting his feet in bounds. Just an exceptional play by Ed Solari. Caught the ball right over his shoulder and kept his feet in bounds.
Pagnazzi put that ball up there for grabs, Joe. He had Solari well covered down the corner. Solari, as you said, though, makes an unbelievable grab, keeping his feet in bounds, then falling out after making the catch. It's another first down for Cresskill. They're on the move right now. They have a 7-0 lead, looking to increase on that.
So 1st and 10 from the 27 of North Arlington. Again, the Cougars go into the pro set. It's Karach and Spina in the backfield. Pagnazzi hands to Karach. Tries to run off tackle, gets about 4 yards on the play. Not a bad gain. 2nd down and 6.
Karach really didn't have much room on that play. He kind of just extended his body to pick up that 3-yard, 4-yard gain. Thus far, though, the Cresskill offense has been very impressive. They've been mixing things up well. We've seen Pagnazzi's ability to throw the ball to Solari, and we've also seen some good offense out of the backfield from Vince Spina.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. The ball's on the 23-yard line. Spina and Karach again in the backfield for the Cougars. The hand goes to Spina. Spina runs around the right end and breaks off very close to the 1st down marker. He got about to the, looks like the 18-yard line. And the defensive line for North Arlington, that's De Regatas, the left defensive end, and Janito, DeGisu, Gratson, and Junta, the right defensive end.
Well, Joe, they're going to measure for this 1st down. It looks like it's very close, Cresskill. They didn't get it. It should be 3rd down and a short one.
So 3rd down and 1, 3:36 remaining here in the 1st quarter. Into the game for the Cougars comes number 19, Tom Schwartz. Schwartz and Jim Dowling, number 42, play the split end position. They rotate the plays in and out for the Cougars.
Expect a handoff right here to Spina going straight ahead. They only need the 1 yard. He's been able to pick up much more than that on the afternoon so far.
And Pagnazzi calls his own number, picks up the 1st down and more.
Pagnazzi on the keep.
Joe Pagnazzi is very small for a quarterback. He's only 5'9", 170, but he has done a good job thus far today. He has passed the ball to Solari. He has looked good, and right there he goes straight ahead and picks up a 1st down for Cresskill.
And Gene Pagnazzi, according to Coach Caliades of Cresskill, has to be considered one of the leading candidates for all county honors at that quarterbacking position. He's thrown for over 1,600 yards, has 17 touchdown passes, really doing an exceptional job his senior year for the Cougars. Handoff goes to Karach. Karach bowls ahead for about 3 yards. 2nd down and about 7 yards to go for Cresskill.
Getting back to Pagnazzi, he was the unanimous all-league selection. And he also plays defensive back for Cresskill, so you know he's a good athlete. He's a good man to have at that quarterback position for the Cougars.
Right, Pagnazzi usually plays the monster position for Cresskill. Today, though, Tom Karach is installed in that monster position because Pagnazzi had hurt his wrist several games ago, and Coach Caliade is really not wanting to take a chance in getting him further injured and not able to play at the quarterback position. So Pagnazzi back to pass. Swing pass out to Tom Karach, puts on a little move, and will go in for the score. Having a chance at him was Mark Coiler, but Karach just put a little move on him, a stutter step, ran around him, and into the end zone for the score. So Cresskill scoring twice here in the 1st quarter. 2:02 still remaining. They lead 13 to nothing, and they're waiting on the extra point.
Well, as you said, Collier did have an opportunity at him, but Karach put a move on him, and Collier was left in the dust as Karach went in for the score. Cresskill up by 13.
Jeff Kurtz set to kick the extra point. It's blocked, and it will be no good. Gene DeRogatis on the block for North Arlington, doing a good job just coming right in and blocking that kick. So 13 to nothing, Cresskill leads.
That extra point could prove to be important, Joe, if North Arlington does get themselves back in this game. Pagnazzi, as we said, has done a good job at quarterback all day. Karach was his safety valve on that last touchdown. Karach just goes off to the right side. Collier has the last shot at him. Doesn't make a good play. Karach goes right in for 6.
So Jeff Kurtz set to kick off for the Cougars. Back deep to receive for the North Arlington Vikings, John Piero. Also back there is Brian Renshaw. 2:02 remaining in the first quarter.
Jeff Kurtz will kick off for the Cougars. Renshaw and Piero each for the Vikings.
Again, Kurtz kicks this one on the ground, fielded, and brought straight ahead for about another 5 yards. On the return for North Arlington was Robert Wallowitz. So Wallington gets their second possession of the game. First down and 10 from the 30-yard line.
Well, Joe, North Arlington trailing by 14 here in the first quarter. Check that, trailing by 13. As Cresskill did miss one extra point, it is imperative right now for the Vikings to get something going on offense. They don't want to get themselves too down here in the first quarter.
Collier in behind center. They look to hand off on the carry, John Piero. He gets about 3 yards on the play, brings it out to the 35. So it'll be second down, 6 yards to go.
Joe, we might see more passing coming out from Collier, who's 2 of 2 on the day. And now that they do trail by 13 points, I think Coach Larry McEwen might be forced to go to the air a bit more. And without Darren Sellis in the backfield, he might want to go to the air.
Sellis, check that, the running back, number 33, Glenn Howard, and he gets a first down and more. Glenn Howard, check that, Dean Blumetti, the fullback in that Wishbone offense, running through the Cresskill defense, right through the offensive line. A lot of good holes being opened up along the line of scrimmage for the Vikings.
As you see now, Sellis is
First and 10 from the 45.
So first down, 10 yards to go. Collier looking to pass. He's throwing deep, has a receiver open. That was number 32 for the Vikings, Brian Renshaw, the split end. And Renshaw, diving attempt on the 20-yard line, just barely misses his fingertips. So it'll be second down now, 10 yards to go for the Vikings. That play could have opened things up in a hurry because Renshaw, if he did catch that ball, he was able to get behind the Cresskill defense, and he almost surely would have scored. Collier in behind center. Second down, 10 yards to go. Handoff goes to Blumetti. Blumetti picks and chooses his way to about the 47-yard line, gain of about 2 yards on the play. Into the game for Cresskill comes Jim Dowling.
3rd and 7.
He'll stay in at the cornerback position. Brad Zakoff splits out wide. And Collier back to pass. Looking deep, he's in trouble now. Sacked by Higgins, and ball is fumbled, but recovered just in time by North Arlington. Manny Forlenza jumping on the ball for North Arlington. A big loss on the play. They went for about a 15-yard loss. Forlenza really lucky to have his wits about him and jump on that ball. Good job by Jim Rogovich coming in to apply the pressure on the North Arlington quarterback. That will just about end the first quarter of play. As the two teams switch sides, the Cresskill Cougars leading North Arlington 13-0.
Every year, literally thousands of health problems which are prevalent among students are first recognized by their teachers and coaches. It's an extra sense of dedication that makes busy educators give your child this kind of extra attention. But even the most dedicated educator cannot be expected to detect every health problem. The American Chiropractic Association and your family doctor of chiropractic urge you to make certain your child has regular health examinations, including that of the back and spine.
We're back here, Arch Shore Field, Cresskill High School, Cresskill, New Jersey, for the start of the second quarter of play. Cresskill leading 13-0. North Arlington, fourth down, 12 yards to go. They set up in punt formation. Ed Solari back to receive for the Cougars. Punt goes straight up in the air and short.
On that punt, Joe, Nelson kicked the ball up.
Cresskill bounce and stops at the 40. And 10.
Nelson shanked that punt, Joe. Didn't get much behind it. Only wound up being about a 20-yard kick, so Cresskill getting another break.
So there's a flag dropped on the play. We'll have to see what the referee calls it. And it is roughing the kicker. Big break for North Arlington.
Well, I guess excuse me, Joe, I guess that's the reason why Nelson didn't get off that good kick. He was hit on the play. So North Arlington will get the break. They'll get a first down, and they need it. They trail by 13. They'd like to get something going here before halftime.
Really don't like to get too far behind the Cresskill offense because they're an explosive group. They've scored a whole lot of points. One of the league leaders in that category, or for that matter, one of the leaders in the county. They've scored over 200 points on the year. Collier back to pass. Looks to go deep. There's good coverage back there for Cresskill as the intended receiver for North Arlington, number 86, the tight end, Eric Gratson. Glenn Howard, good coverage for the Cougars. He was step for step right with Gratson.
No doubt about that, Joe. There was no way that Gratson was getting open on that play. Howard was right with him.
So it'll be second down, 10 yards to go.
Coach Larry McCune of North Arlington said that he was afraid of that Cresskill defensive secondary. He said they were very strong, had a lot of good hitters back there, and that was evidenced on that last play.
Handoff goes right up the middle. Blumetti carries. Gets about 5 yards on the play.
North Arlington going straight ahead with that last play, Joe. Giunta picks up about 5. It will be a third down and a passing situation for the North Arlington Vikings. We expect to see Collier go in the air. Thus far, he has shown the ability to throw the ball, but it hasn't worked out for any points.
Ryan Renshaw split out wide to the right side. John Piero split out wide to the left. Collier looking over the middle. He has his receiver, and he's hit hard right at the 40-yard line on the play. Ryan Renshaw coming over from the split out left side position. He just cut right over the middle, took the pass, and was hammered at the 40-yard line.
Renshaw was hit hard on that play by Tom Karach. Karach coming up from the onto the back position and just nailing him short of the first down, but it appears as if North Arlington might go for the first down.
They have about 2 yards to go, and the Vikings will call timeout right now, no doubt, to talk this over. It's a pretty important decision, even though there is still plenty of time left to go in this game. You really, as we said before, do not like to get too far behind a team like Cresskill because, you know, they can score just so many points.
That's right, Joe, and they have a very strong defense, so the fact that they do have that 13-0 lead makes it that much tougher for North Arlington. In 10 games this year, Cresskill has only allowed 49 points, less than 5 points a contest. They've also come up with 4 shutouts on the season, so it's a very tough defense there in the black and gold. North Arlington has their work cut out for them. They let that Cresskill offense get a couple of quick scores in the first quarter, and it's going to work against the Vikings right now. It was interesting to see how the Vikings would come back after that 10-day layoff. The last game they did play, they lost to Harrison after qualifying for the state finals by beating Hasbrook Heights. Cresskill qualified by defeating Beckton 21-14. But with that 10-day layoff, I think it might have hurt North Arlington a little bit because they did come out in that first quarter a bit flat. On offense, they were moving the ball, but their defense allowed Cresskill to go straight ahead and score those 2 touchdowns. So now North Arlington has their work cut out for them here. It's a 4th down situation.
So North Arlington comes up to the line. They've been running successfully all day. Looks like they might try to do it here with just 2 yards to go. Handoff goes to Sellis, his first opportunity of the game. He fumbles the ball, but it appears he was down before he did fumble it, and he stopped for no gain on the play.
Well, Joe, as you said, that was Sellis' first carry of the day. I think if he might have got the first down, it would have given a lot of momentum for North Arlington, but he was stopped cold. So Cresskill retains possession.
A key play for Cresskill right there. They take over on their own 38-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. 10-13 remaining in the half.
Have to take a look at that Cresskill offense right now. They've scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. They'll be coming right back out. Gene Pagnozzi at quarterback has looked very good thus far. He was a unanimous all-league selection, and he's been showing us why today.
And Pagnozzi stands in behind center. In motion goes Solari. And Pagnozzi back to pass. He's looking deep and over the middle. Almost caught by number 19 for the Cougars, Tom Schwartz. Exceptional defensive play by North Arlington.
Mark Collier, the other quarterback, making sure that his counterpart, Gene Pagnozzi, did not come up with that pass play. Collier coming on in the defensive back position and knocking that ball away.
And almost into the hands of Tom Schwartz, who dove and was on the ground, but the ball was almost knocked right into his hands.
Taking a quick look at the first quarter stats, Joe. Cresskill 106 yards total offense. North Arlington 53 yards.
Again, Pagnozzi back to pass, being chased, but manages to get a swing pass out to Spina, who's hit hard down for about a 1-yard gain. Good tackle on the play by Michael Hoffman.
That's Spina's first pass reception of the day, Joe, but he's done the job as far as running the ball goes. He has 4 carries for 44 yards, an 11-yard average, and he also has a kickoff return for 60 yards. So he's done the job offensively for Cresskill.
So 3rd and 8, the ball is spotted on the 40-yard line.
Tough third down situation here for the Cougars. With Pagnozzi at the helm, I expect him to definitely put the ball up in the air. He's got the players to throw to. He's been throwing to Solari all season long. Solari has 40 receptions on the season, close to 1,000 yards. He caught a pass for a touchdown early on in the game. He's a unanimous first-team all-league selection as well. And as Joe said earlier, you can say that that hookup is one of the better combinations in Bergen County.
All right, Jack, and coming into the game, Solari had 978 yards receiving. So he has to be close to, if not past, the 1,000-yard mark in receiving on the year. Just an exceptional year for for Solari and for Pagnozzi, getting the ball to him. And he's not the only threat. I mean, they have Tom Schwartz and Jim Dowling on the other side. Together, they combined for 6 touchdowns and over 500 yards receiving. It's really an all-out passing attack for the Cougars.
In fact, Joe, as we do take a look at it, checking the stats, Solari has gone over the 1,000-yard mark. He's caught 2 passes today for 37 yards. That's 1,015 yards on the season. So Mr. Solari reaching a milestone in his high school career.
Len Howard replaces Spina.
So 3rd down, 8 yards to go.
3rd and 8.
Pagnozzi in behind center. And Pagnozzi back to pass. Looking over the middle, he has a receiver, Ed Lopez, the tight end. He has a 1st down and more. All the way down to the 30-yard line. Good running after the catch by Ed Lopez.
That's right, Joe. Give Lopez a lot of credit on that play. He turned a simple 15-yard pass into about a 28-yard gain and a big play for Cresskill. They're knocking on the door to another score, trying to increase their 13-point lead. Pagnozzi right on the money with that last pass.
So 1st down and 10. The ball spotted on the 32-yard line. 8:48 remaining in the half. Cresskill looking to blow this game wide open with another score. Would make it 20-0 if they convert on the extra point with a full half of play remaining. Solari split out wide to the left side. Pagnozzi looking for him on the sidelines. It's caught at the 10-yard line. Solari making another good catch, just keeping his feet inbounds. 2nd time today he's done that.
An excellent catch by Solari, Joe. Goes to the left sideline this time. The southpaw Pagnozzi looking for his favorite receiver. He hits him. That young man now has 42 catches on the season for about 1,060 yards. Just an unbelievable year for Solari.
So 1st down and goal to go. They spot the ball just inside the 10-yard line. Cresskill showing a wide open offensive attack. You can see why they've scored so many points this year.
And it's been led by Pagnozzi, Joe. Thus far in the day, 6 for 8, 102 yards. 3 of those passes have been to Solari.
Handoff goes up the middle to Karach. Flags all over the place. Looks like it could be some movement before the ball was snapped.
Illegal procedure.
It is a legal procedure called against the Cougars. That'll bring them back 5 yards to the 15.
That's a minor setback right now for the Cougars, Joe, but North Arlington coach Larry McEwen expected the Cresskill offense to be powerful. He said he was worried about that big play potential, and Pagnazzi has proven that to him. A couple of those passes to Solari would definitely have to be termed as big plays, and that's the reason Cresskill is ahead right now, 13-0. We're in the second quarter.
So it's still first down. First down and 15 yards to go. The ball's on the 15. Pagnazzi angling towards the end zone. Exceptional defensive play by Mark Collier, the quarterback who doubles as the defensive back. He just went high into the air and knocked that ball away.
Well, Collier coming over from his position to make the play, help out on that play. McEwen said that he would only put Collier in the defensive backfield in certain situations because he also is the quarterback and he does have a number of defensive backs, but I think Collier has made some impressive plays back there today. McEwen almost has to put him back there.
And on that play, quarterback was aiming for Ed Lopez, who was streaking down the sidelines into the end zone. Pagnazzi missing Lopez. It'll be second down, 15 yards to go. Pagnazzi again back to pass. Looks for Ed Lopez, pumps to him, and Ed Lopez in the back of the end zone has the ball drop right off his hands. He thought once about throwing to Ed Lopez in a short pattern, but Ed Lopez turned the corner, and Pagnazzi pumped to him, and then tried to throw long, almost another 6 points.
Oh, Lopez was certainly open on that play, Joe, and Pagnazzi did hit him right in the numbers. The ball just popped out of the tight end's hands. And as you said, almost another touchdown, but Cresskill does not get it. A lucky break on that play for North Arlington.
So third down now, 15 yards to go, 8:12 remaining in the half.
Third and goal from the 15.
In motion goes Lopez. Pagnazzi hands to Karach up the middle, gets close to the original line of scrimmage at the 10-yard line.
Karach on the draw.
Pickup of 5 on the play. It'll be fourth down and 10 yards to go.
Well, Joe, one thing that Cresskill has power in, and that's the kicking game. Kurtz has hit 25 extra points this year. This, in essence, would be just about an extra point. It looks like the sophomore is going to come out and attempt a three-pointer for Cresskill.
So the three-pointer would make the score 16-0 in favor of Cresskill with 7:41 remaining. Pagnazzi will hold.
Pagnazzi holding.
High snap, but Pagnazzi gets it down. And it's good. Jeff Kurtz converting on the field goal, giving Cresskill 16-0 lead.
27-yard field goal by Kurtz goes straight through the uprights, Joe. Had a lot of distance. Cresskill jumps out to a 16-0 lead. Kurtz comes back after earlier missing an extra point, which was blocked.
So Kurtz will stay in the ball game to kick off to North Arlington. Again, back to receive for the Vikings is John Piero. Also Brian Renshaw. Piero and Renshaw, Jack, have been seeing a majority of the action for North Arlington so far.
As I was going to say, Joe, taking a look at North Arlington's plight right now, they've got to get some offense on the board. They've got to get a chance to get themselves back into this ball game, try and get some points on the board before the first half is over.
There is 7 minutes, 27 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Kurtz to kick off.
Again, a short kick, this time fielded by number 27 for North Arlington. That's Robert Wallowitz. That's the second time a short kick has been fielded by Wallowitz, and he brings it up for about 3 more yards, and it'll be first down and 10 under 35.
As you said, Joe, that's the second time Wallowitz has been able to pick up a kickoff. I don't know if Kurtz is kicking those balls like that on purpose. I would think that he'd want to get a little more leg into it and send the kickoff return man back. But thus far, North Arlington has had some good field position. They just haven't been able to turn anything into points.
Collier in behind center. Handoff goes straight ahead, carried by Victor Junta. He gets about 2 yards on the play, no more. Good coverage again by Cresskill. Second down, 8 yards to go.
Not much room for Giunta at all in that play. Matt Higgins and Mike O'Loughlin clogging up the middle for Cresskill. They've been doing a good job thus far on defense. Higgins, of course, an excellent player. He goes 6'2", 230, and also plays the defensive line, the offensive line, I should say, where it was unanimous all-league selection.
And Pirro splits out wide to the right side. Collier looking to pass, looking towards the left side. He has a receiver, and he gets a nice 8-yard pickup on the play. Dean Blumetti coming out of the backfield to pick up 8 yards on the pass play. So it'll be a third down, very close to a first down.
Well, with Celis on the sidelines, Joe, guys like Blumetti and Giunta are going to have to pick up the slack for North Arlington if they want any chance of getting themselves back into this ball game. We saw a couple of good runs by Blumetti earlier. Right there, he has a reception and picks up 8 yards close to the first down. North Arlington needs a lot more of that, though.
So third down and 1 yard to go. Ball spotted on the 44-yard line. Collier. Hands off and good coverage again by Cresskill. It looks like that was Celis on the carry for North Arlington. It is very close to a first down. They're going to have a measurement. Second time on short yardage situations that the Cresskill defense has held against the run.
Very crucial first down situation for North Arlington here, Joe, and I don't think they got it.
It is just about 6 inches short. So it'll be fourth down, and again, decision time for the Vikings.
Well, at this point in the game, Joe, I think that Coach Larry McEwen almost has to go for it. He would be giving up good field position if he does lose the ball, but his team is trailing by 16 points, just over 5 minutes left in the first half, and I know he doesn't want to go in to the locker room trailing by more than 2 touchdowns, wants to get some points on the board, get some momentum turning in his direction.
So Celis and Blumetti are in the backfield for the Vikings. Collier had his team up to the line, but then called him back into a huddle, talked things over. Now they're up to the line again. Fourth down and inches. Collier just goes straight ahead, and it looks like he didn't make it. Maybe he might have gotten it on that initial surge. He looks like he did break the plane of that first down marker, but we'll have to see where they're going to spot the ball.
That's right, Joe. If the referees give him a favorable spot, I think he'll get it, but it doesn't really look as if they're going to do that. The fact that Collier was thrown back for a big loss after that initial surge, I think might have something to do with where the refs spot the ball.
And big Jim Rogovich, the 6'4", 220-pound senior, number 76, wrapped his arms around Collier and threw him back about 4 yards.
This is going to be not even close.
So Cresskill takes over on the Viking 45-yard line. And I'm sure that's really has to be upsetting to North Arlington, because that's twice now they've gone for it on fourth and short yardage, and twice they've come away empty-handed.
First and 10 Cougars from the 44-yard line of North Arlington.
Pagnazzi again back to pass. Looking towards the sideline, has his receiver, Ed Solari. That combination clicking again, this time for a first down, all the way down to the 28-yard line.
The 15-yard pass play is good for the first down.
Who else but Solari on the reception, Joe? That's his 4th catch of the day. He's been the man that Pagnazzi has been looking for. He's caught a couple along the sidelines that were just outstanding catches, and he also has one for a touchdown, a 19-yard TD reception. We expected Pagnazzi and Solari to be an excellent combination, and they've proven us correct here today.
And you can see the glare off the helmets. A strong sun has come out. Looks like it would be right into the eyes of Pagnazzi, and he hands off up the middle. Judging from the sun, that would be a smart play. Karach goes up the middle for a gain of 5. Really hard to find your receivers looking right into the sun.
Well, Joe, Cresskill really doesn't have to do much on offense right now. In fact, they have a strong enough running game where if they do just keep the ball on the ground, try and surge 3, 4, 5 yards at a pop. They could probably kill the rest of the first half and might even wind up with another field goal or a touchdown. Pagnazzi really doesn't have to put the ball up in the air for the rest of the first half.
So they just like to eat as much as they possibly can off the clock. 3:56 remaining in the half. Pagnazzi fakes into the line and throws for the end zone. Solari again almost coming up with another diving catch, but that time the ball was way out of bounds. Maybe Pagnazzi just leading his receiver a little bit too much.
Well, Joe, just a second after I say Pagnazzi doesn't have to throw, he goes and throws the ball, so you show how much I know on that play. But Solari has 4 catches on the day, 75 yards. He's been the main target that Pagnazzi has been looking for.
He has been the main target, also throwing to Ed Lopez, the tight end. Lopez, throughout the season, has been doing a really good job on offense, as well as on defense for the Cougars. Pagnazzi again back to pass. He gets good protection. The ball is in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Glenn Howard. Glenn Howard hit hard after the play. And the partisan Cresskill crowd calling for a flag, but there was none thrown. It will be 4th down and 7 yards to go.
Well, Joe, after coming out like a house of fire and going 6 for his first 8, Pagnazzi's last 3 passes have been incomplete. We'll have to see what he does right now. It might be another passing situation for the Cougars.
Well, the kicker, Jeff Kurtz, is standing on the sidelines, so they won't be going for the field goals as Pagnazzi comes in behind center. 2 backs in the backfield. Wide receivers split out wide, left and right. Pagnazzi looking for Tom Schwartz. He's in trouble. Gets the pass off, and Solari makes another incredible catch. Just as he was hit with the ball, hit by the defender, he came down with that pass and held on.
And Joe,
that will be a 1st down.
The mark of a good receiver, Joe. He caught that ball about a yard in front of the 1st down stick and was able to pick up the 1st down. That's Solari's 5th catch of the afternoon. He's just having an outstanding day hooking up with the quarterback, Pagnazzi.
And the cornerback, Glenn Parley, on the play, putting an exceptional stick on Solari, giving it his all on defense. Solari this time lines up on the left side. In motion goes Lopez. Pagnazzi hands to Karach. Karach goes right off tackle for about 2 more yards. It'll be 2nd down. Pickup of about 3 on the play, so 2nd down and 7.
Some gaudy stats in the first half for Pagnazzi, Joe. 8 of 14 for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's been the main force behind that Cresskill offense.
So add those 2 touchdowns to his 17 on the year. If he gets 1 more, it will be 20, and Cresskill now is knocking on the door. Pagnazzi looking for his 20th touchdown pass on the season. Solari goes in motion. And Pagnazzi fakes into the line, looking to option, but he's smothered before he got a chance on the coverage for North Arlington. Number 75, Michael Hoffman, also in there, Chris Enginito.
Well, Joe, Hoffman at linebacker is an excellent player. Along with Nelson, they form a deadly duo for North Arlington. And right there, Mr. Pagnazzi met Hoffman as he leveled him. He was only able to pick up 1 yard as he tried to run the option.
2 minutes exactly remaining here in the first half of play. Cresskill leading 16-0 in the Interscholastic League State Championship game. Pagnazzi fakes into the line, calls his own number, and spins turns away into the end zone. Pagnazzi scoring, giving Cresskill a big lead. That makes it 22 points now for Cresskill, waiting on the extra point. And Pagnazzi looked like it might have been a broken play.
Right, Joe. Pagnazzi sort of was looking for an option, then he looked to pass, and no one from North Arlington smothered him on defense, so he just kind of danced his way in for the score. A 5-yard run. Pagnazzi has had a hand in all 3 touchdowns for Cresskill.
Pagnazzi's 9-yard run. Good for the score.
So set to kick the extra point for Cresskill. Jeff Kurtz, the sophomore, holding Pagnazzi, the quarterback. Kurtz gets it up and through.
The kick is good.
So 23-0, Cresskill takes the lead, 1:37 remaining in the first half.
Well, Joe, you don't expect these kind of blowouts in a state championship game, but right now Cresskill is turning it into a blowout. They lead 23-0, and the reason they've been doing it is because of Mr. Gene Pagnazzi. Here we see Pagnazzi looking for an opening and just decides to run ahead, and no one comes up to get him, and he goes in for the score. Another touchdown for Cresskill. They lead 23-zip.
You saw on that play, it looked like he was trying to hand the ball off to Karatz, but Karatz just ran right by him, so he pulled it back into his, under his arm and went in for the score. Set to kick off, Jeff Kurtz for Cresskill. 1:37 remaining here in the first half. Back to receive for North Arlington, Brian Renshaw. Also back there for the Vikings, John Piero. And this time, the kick goes high in the air. Renshaw takes it on his own 10-yard line. Goes up the middle, and he has no one in between him and the end zone. One man to beat. Finally ran down from behind. Good speed on the play by Jim Dowling, who also doubles as the split end. Jim Dowling just running Renshaw down from behind, but not before Renshaw could return that kickoff for close to 80 yards.
Well, Joe, the kickoff by Renshaw is very impressive, but the key thing for North Arlington right now is to get the ball into the end zone. They only have 1:25 left. They have the ball deep in Cresskill territory, and after that good return, it would be very disheartening if they didn't get some type of score on the board.
And if they do manage to get a touchdown right here, it would be an emotional lift, having some points on the board as they head into the locker rooms. Collier
from the Cougar 22.
in behind center. It's a draw play going to Blumetti. Blumetti tries the middle, then tries to get outside, but Brad Zakov, the right defensive end, just tackles him for about a 1-yard loss. It'll be second down, 11 yards to go. Zakov, good coverage on the run to the outside.
Joe, this is just another instance where North Arlington will miss Darren Sellis. When they had that ball inside the 10 in prior times, it would just be a gimme because Sellis would be able to take that ball right in for a score. He had 18 touchdowns in the first 10 games, and not having that type of force in your backfield when you've been used to having it all season is just a tremendous blow for that North Arlington team. And I think they need guys like Blumetti to just come up and play over their heads if that is at all possible. And on that play, Blumetti wasn't able to get outside. He was wrapped up for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10, and it doesn't look too good for North Arlington right now.
And Sellers coming off that slight hairline fracture of his leg. Really, both coaches expected him to play today. As far back as even yesterday, we spoke to some coaches. They had no idea that he wasn't going to play. We've seen him just on 2 occasions so far today. So really, you have to figure that, of course, it is the state championship game, and he would be out there if he possibly could, but, just not working right for North Arlington. Sellis on the sidelines.
From the Cougar 22-yard line.
53 seconds remaining in the half. Collier back to pass, looking towards the end zone, and it is incomplete. The pass intended on the far sideline for North Arlington receiver. It looks like Paolini down there on the far sideline, but good coverage, and the ball was thrown out of bounds and dropped for an incompletion.
North Arlington could have used a big play like that right around their own goal line. They would have been able to take it right in after that, but they just haven't been getting any breaks today at all.
So 3rd down and 11. Have to figure again, Collier be back to pass. Piero splits out wide to the right side. And Collier is back to pass. He looks for Piero. The ball way overthrown and intercepted. Jim Dowling on the return, gets it across the 50. He could go all the way. The quarterback is the last man to beat. He's finally brought down from behind, number 86 on the tackle, Eric Gratson. If Gratson didn't run him from behind, he would have had to deal with Mark Poyler. but an exceptional return by number 42, Jim Dowling, the junior, 5'9", 150 pounds on the interception, returns it close to 80 yards.
Well, Joe, I thought Dowling might go all the way. As you said, he only had 1 or 2 men to beat. Gratson coming over from his position to make the tackle. Dowling sneaking up from his defensive back position. Collier just kind of put the ball up in the air for grabs. Dowling was right there and returned the ball about 80 yards, as you mentioned, Joe. Goes right up the sideline.
And we are back to live action. Gene Pagnozzi, as you were watching the replay, the ball was thrown towards the end zone and then intercepted. John Piero, who was the intended receiver on the last play when Cresskill intercepted, turns around and intercepts for North Arlington. So North Arlington, with 19 seconds and counting remaining in this half, will probably have 1, maybe 2 chances for a big play.
Well, Joe, both teams waste electrifying plays. We saw that excellent kickoff return by Brian Renshaw. I said the key would be if North Arlington could put the ball in the end zone. They couldn't. And then after that great great interception return by Dowling, Cresskill wastes their chances.
And Cresskill and North Arlington, as the half runs out, North Arlington electing not to run another play that deep in their own end zone. So they let the clock run out with no time remaining at the half. Cresskill leading by the score of 23-0. And Jack, you have to think the big story in the first half was the combination of Ed Solari and Gene Pagnozzi, the quarterback.
There's no doubt about that, Joe. Pagnozzi, his stats on the first half, 8 for 14, over 120 yards. He hit Solari with 5 of those passes, 2 of them for touchdowns. They're going to be a tough combination to stop if North Arlington wants to get back in this game.
And we'll be back, Joe Vialone and Jack Curry, with halftime activities right after this.
You can get them in the home.
Jones, Thompson, Mitchell, Hiller, Ortez, Beasley. Beasley? You're not supposed to be here until, oh, I see. You didn't keep check on your blood pressure. Beasley, I'm surprised. You were smart enough to know that high blood pressure could lead to a stroke or a heart attack?
High blood pressure can be controlled. See your doctor and follow his advice. The American Heart Association. We're fighting for your life.
Mr. Tom Bernalican.
I'll get it for you.
The color guard and majorette advisors are Mrs. Linda McKelvey and Mrs. Carol Richardson.
Joe Vialone and Jack Curry back here at Arch Shaw Field, Cresskill High School in Cresskill, New Jersey, 23-0. Cresskill leading. And as you see right now, the Cresskill High School marching band coming onto the field. They're directed by Larry Mead. Assistants Tom Vernalican. The color guard advisors, Carol Richardson and Linda McKelvey. The drum majors, Sharon Kemp, and the color guard captains, Ginny Hebert, Chris Cobb, Stacy Albanese, Carol Sokol, also a drum major for this marching band. The majorette captains, Maria Minona, Chris Arocha, and the drill sergeant, Bill Hendra. The Cresskill High School marching band.
And Stacy Albanese will then be featured during... Fiddler on the roof. The trombone soloists will be Bill Berkshire and Tom Nieberg. The members of the band would like to thank everyone for their most enthusiastic support throughout this season. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the Cresskill High School Marching Band.
That was the Cresskill High School Marching Band. They're directed by Larry Mead and assisted by Tom Vernalikin. Cresskill leads 23-0, and we'll be back with second half action right after this.
Here's some financial advice for people between the ages of 65 and 69.
And we're back here at Arch Shore Field, Cresskill High School, Cresskill, New Jersey. Joe Vialone and Jack Curry with the Cougars leading 23-0. And a reminder, Cablevision of New Jersey, in cooperation with the Cresskill High School Booster Club, is bringing you the New Jersey State Interscholastic High School Football Championship. And the Booster Club will also like to wish to congratulate all of their fall teams for outstanding seasons. And they'd also wish the best of luck to all the upcoming sports during the winter and spring at Cresskill High School. And Jack, looking over the first half, there's really some impressive statistics on the offensive side for Cresskill.
Right, Joe, taking a quick recap of the scoring. They scored twice in the first quarter. Pagnazzi, a 19-yard TD pass to Solari, and then a 12-yard TD pass from Pagnazzi to Karach. And then later on, they scored in the second quarter on a 27-yard field goal by Kurtz and an 8-yard run up the middle by Pagnazzi. So it was a good first half showing for Cresskill.
And really looking at North Arlington, they're going to have to, if they're going to have any kind of success here in the second half, they're going to have to try and stop that connection from Ed Solari and Gene Pagnazzi. They're set to get things going here. North Arlington will receive. Cresskill received in the first half. Remember, in that first half, the opening play of the game, Cresskill returned the kickoff for close to 60 yards, got them in good field position for their first score. North Arlington, I'm sure, would like to have a similar type return right here. Back to receive for North Arlington, the quarterback, Mark Coyler, and number 35, Victor Junta.
Well, Joe, Collier had a decent first half as far as passing goes. He was 4 of 8, threw for 36 yards, and I think he's definitely going to have to throw the ball more in the second half if the Vikings want to get back in this ball game.
And set to kick off for the Cougars, the sophomore Jeff Kurtz, number 17. Collier and Junta back to receive for the Vikings. And again, a low line drive, bobbled and then handled for North Arlington by Brian Renshaw. He's down at about the 30-yard line, so North Arlington will take over. First down and 10 from the 30.
Well, Joe, Renshaw had that impressive kickoff return for North Arlington at the end of the first half. Right there, he doesn't pick up much yardage. And right now, North Arlington comes out with Collier at the controls. They have a lot of work to do as far as offense goes, but one thing to have to keep in mind, they shouldn't try to go for the long ball right away. They've got a whole half of football left. If they chip away at this lead, they might have an opportunity to get back in the game against the Cougars.
So first down and 10. On the 35, Collier. Hands up the middle, off tackle. Going nowhere was number 22, John Piero. Picked up maybe 1 yard. It'll be second down and about 9. Looking at the offensive line for North Arlington, Keith Nelson, Hoffman, Ingenito, Forienza, Flake, and Gratson, number 86, is the tight end.
Joe Piero carried the ball 4 times in the first half, picked up 17 yards right there. No gain on that play.
And Piero split out wide to the right. The Vikings go out of the I formation. Hand off to the tailback. It looked like on the carry for North Arlington, it was Dean Blumetti. Dean Blumetti stacked up for a big loss. Good coverage on the play for Cresskill. It's about a 6-yard loss. It'll be third down and 15. The offensive backfield once again for North Arlington. Coyler, Piero, Blumetti, Celes, and Renshaw. Celes hasn't seen too much action so far. Coiler goes up the middle once again. This time Victor Junta, and Junta gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down now and 9 yards to go.
Well, Joe, the North Arlington Vikings didn't have much success on the ground in the first half. 39 yards on 4 carries. That's not even a 3-yard average. And here they don't do much better, not able to get the first down in their first series of downs.
And setting off to punt for North Arlington, Keith Nelson. He hits a low line drive to Solari. That's dangerous because he can have some kind of good return. Skips over 1 tackler and finally knocked down out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Victor Junta on the tackle.
Solari had 2 kickoff return touchdowns during the season, Joe. He picks up about 9 yards on that play. Once again, though, Cresskill has excellent field position. They have the ball just at about midfield. It'll be Gene Pagnazzi bringing out the troops. Pagnazzi had an excellent first half.
Offensive line for Cresskill: Rogovich, Costadenas, Campbell, Martin, Higgins, and Ed Lopez. Number 22 is the tight end. I formation for the Cougars. Now they switch off into the pro set.
Howard and Karach the setbacks.
Pagnazzi again, back to pass. Flows over the middle, but it's incomplete. Looking for his intended receiver, Glenn Howard. But it was off his fingertips, falling incomplete. 2nd down now, 10-yard lines on the 40.
With that incompletion, Joe, Pagnazzi now at 8 of 16 on the day. He has thrown for 121 yards and 2 touchdown passes. He's also run for 1 touchdown. Pagnazzi has certainly been the key for that Cresskill offense.
Pagnazzi along with Ed Solari. Also, it's hard not to, but you have to give some credit to Tom Karach and also Vince Spina coming out of the backfield. It pales in comparison, certainly, to Solari and the combination of Solari and Pagnazzi, but those two in the backfield really doing a good job for the Cougars.
And while
Pagnazzi rolling out to his left, looking sideline, has Vince Spina reaching out and making that grab.
Pass complete to Solari.
They'll spot the ball about 3 yards short of the first down.
Pickup of 7.
Solari's 6th catch of the day, Joe. He's over the 90-yard mark, close to going over the 100-yard mark. He reached an earlier milestone in the day when he went over the 1,000-yard mark for the season. So Solari having himself an excellent day. You mentioned a few people before who should be credited. We can't forget that offensive line of Cresskill. They've given Pagnazzi all the time in the world to throw, and they've set up some good holes when they wanted to run the ball.
And Pagnazzi has been doing a whole lot with the time that he's been getting. Pagnazzi again looking to throw. Ball picked off by Mark Collier, and North Arlington will take over on their own 40-yard line. The pass was intended for number 19, Tom Schwartz, but it was underthrown, and Collier came in from his free safety spot to make that interception. So North Arlington gets a break. They take over. 1st down and 10 to go. 8:31 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
That's the 2nd interception that Pagnazzi has thrown, Joe. Those are the only things that have diminished from his performance. He's 9 of 18 on the day, has thrown for about 150 yards. Those 2 interceptions, though, not really hurting Cresskill as of yet because North Arlington has not turned them into any points.
So the Vikings go with 1 back in the backfield. Now to throw is Collier. Has a receiver right at the line of scrimmage. Not too much of a pickup on the play. Renshaw coming over the middle, picking up about 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. And you look at the defensive line for Cresskill: Rogovich, Mike O'Loughlin, Higgins, Martin, and Brad Zakoff, the right end. And the defensive backfield, Lopez is number 22, the halfback, the monster. Tom Karach, Solari, and Glenn Howard is the right halfback. Again, 1 back in the backfield for North Arlington. Collier back to pass. Looking for a receiver. Looks like heavy defensive coverage on the play. Brad Zakoff appeared to clearly grab a hold of the intended receiver, Junta, before the ball was there.
Joe, I really have to disagree with that one. I think the ref missed that one. There is no doubt that was pass interference on that play. North Arlington just not getting any breaks today, and I think the man in the striped shirt missed that one.
It appeared that Zakoff just wrapped his arms around the shoulder pads of Junta. Junta looking for the referee, looking for the call, didn't get it. There is now a player from North Arlington down on the field. We can't get a clear shot of his number, but once we do, we will definitely get it to you. 7:31 remaining as the clock stops for the injury timeout. 7:31 in the third quarter, 23-0. Cresskill has the lead, and North Arlington with the ball, third down and about 7 yards to go. The injured player, number 66, Manny Forlenza. And Forlenza definitely a big key in that North Arlington defense. As well as on offense, Forlenza is the right guard, opening up a lot of holes on that line today.
3rd and 7.
He walks off on his own power, though. That's certainly good to see. Collier back to pass. Has some pressure, has to get rid of it in a hurry. And it appears to be caught on one bounce by Gratson. So Gratson tries to fool the referees, doesn't get away with it. It would have been a first down, but now it's 4th down and 7 yards to go.
Well, Collier threw the ball 8 times in the first half, Joe, and we've seen him throw the ball about 5 times here. Second half is only about 6 minutes old. North Arlington down by 23 points. They realize they've got to get some offense generated. Have to give them credit for going to the air with the ball.
Keith Nelson back to pass for North Arlington. Solari back to receive. The punt goes away from him and rolls very close to the goal line. We'll have to see, did it roll in? No. No, the ball is down on the 5-yard line, so an exceptional punt by Keith Nelson. Close to 60 yards, so really good. It took a North Arlington bounce, so that really helped. The ball went about 40 yards in the air. Still not a bad punt, but another 20 on the ground. A smart play kicking away from the one receiver back to receive the punt, Ed Solari.
Right, Joe. Solari didn't want to risk the opportunity of getting that ball on a bounce. North Arlington did wind up with the bounce, and now they have an opportunity with Cresskill deep in their own territory, trying to get a fumble, possibly a quarterback sack, and wind up with the break.
So Cresskill, 1st and 10 on their own 5-yard line. 6:49 remaining in the third quarter. Pagnazzi, calling his own number, tries to sneak off tackle, gets about 3 to 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6. North Arlington's defense wasn't fooled.
Pagnazzi has thrown the ball about 18 or 20 times already in this game, Joe, but don't expect him to be throwing right here unless Cresskill winds up with a little more breathing room. I expect him to see plays just like that, running the ball straight ahead, trying to get out of their own end zone.
They get about to the 8-yard line. This time the handoff goes to Karatz. Karatz tries to go up and over a tackler. He gets halfway there, then the arms were wrapped around, but it is, however, a first down as Karatz runs it out to the 18-yard line. So 1st down and 10 for Cresskill.
That is exactly the type of play Cresskill wanted and the type that North Arlington was trying to prevent. They didn't, though. Karatz goes off the left tackle for 12 yards, gives Cresskill some breathing room right now, and gives Pagnazzi more room to operate if the Cougars want to put the ball up in the air.
5:56 remaining here in the third quarter. In motion goes Lopez. Tom Schwartz split out wide to the left side. Handoff goes off tackle. No gain on the play. They bring it ahead for about 1 yard. So Karatz trying to hit an open hole. It has been successful at times. It's either a hit or miss type thing for that running game. You go off the line, sometimes they're going to be able to open the big hole, and in the past it has been successful, but sometimes North Arlington just tightens up and stops it for no gain. That was the case right there. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Pagnazzi calling his own number. Now options off to Glenn Howard, and Howard runs it up ahead for a first down, all the way out to the 40-yard line. So Glenn Howard on the quarterback option, getting the first down for Cresskill. There is an injured player on the field, however, in the North Arlington backfield. It looks like a player just trying to work out a cramp.
Well, Joe, we saw Collier run the option for the first time. It looked very impressive for Cresskill. Howard picking up a lot on that run. And Cresskill is just very good throughout the game on offense.
And the injured players, Mark Collier, the quarterback, who was in on defensive end. That's just the type thing that North Arlington was trying to avoid by putting him in on selective plays on defense. It seems to be that they're just trying to massage a cramp out of his left calf. So Collier appears to be all right. He'll sit out for one play.
Will be selected at the end of the third period.
5:02 remaining. The ball's on the 38-yard line. First down and 10.
Waiting for Cresskill to break out of the huddle right here. They come up to the line. They have a first down, Joe. Might see Pagnazzi put the ball up here. He hasn't thrown in a while.
And they come out of the I formation. And Pagnazzi back to pass. Goes deep in over the middle. The ball just almost picked off, but Lopez comes away with it and will go all the way in for the score. That's his third touchdown pass. Gene Pagnazzi giving him 20 on the year. And 29-0, Cresskill takes the lead. Exceptional pass catching by Ed Lopez, because that ball was pretty much up for grabs, and Lopez just jumped up with the defender and pulled it out of his hands and ran it in for the score. That's the second instance of very good running after the catch by Lopez today.
That's right, Joe. Pagnazzi put the ball up, wound up throwing it about 20 or 25 yards. It wound up being, though, a 61-yard touchdown pass because of the great running and the great catch by Lopez.
Jeff Kurtz sets the kick. It's up and good. Jeff Kurtz, perfect on another extra point. 30-0. Cresskill is starting to make this game. Okay, we'll take a look at this replay once again.
A couple of milestones reached today, Joe. Solari goes over the 1,000-yard mark, and here we see the 20th touchdown pass of the year for Mr. Pagnazzi. As we said, a great catch by Lopez, and he just beats the last North Arlington defender, Michael Hoffman.
And John Piero went up with Lopez, trying for the interception. It proved a very dangerous play, as Lopez was able to come down with it and then had no one behind him to prevent him from scoring the touchdown.
See the Cresskill crowd right now and their cheerleaders, and they are celebrating, and they definitely have a right to, Joe. It's 30-0, 4:49 left in the third quarter. It's going to be very tough for North Arlington if they want to get back into this ball game.
Jeff Kurtz sets the kick off. Junta back deep to receive the kick. Again, low line drive. And North Arlington having some trouble recovering that kick. First it bounced off Glenn Daly, finally smothered by, it looked like Bloom Eddy.
Joe, I don't really see why North Arlington would have trouble with that. Kurtz has not tried to fool anyone throughout the day. He's been kicking low line drivers and squibs, and I think North Arlington should have noticed that, because we certainly have noticed that from up here. I think North Arlington should get their sure-handed players up front. They might not have had that problem with the fumble.
And Mark Collier in behind center. It's a draw play, goes up the middle and stopped for about a 2-yard gain. It'll be second down and 8 on the carry. Brian Renshaw working out of the backfield. He's lined up in the backfield and also split out wide so far today.
Well, Joe, right now, North Arlington just trying to save themselves a little bit of embarrassment, playing on pride right now. They made it to the state championship game, but they really have been embarrassed here today. They're losing 30-0. They're giving it their all right now to try and get some offense on the board, because they would wind up being the state finalist runner-ups.
And Junta gets the call. Starts outside, then cuts back inside for another 3-yard pickup. It'll be third down and about 5 yards to go. Really don't see too many state championship games developing into a rout, but you have to really feel for North Arlington losing their best player. It's equal to Cresskill losing Pagnazzi, because Celis really one of the finer players in the area, if not in the state.
Right, Joe, and the fact that they lost a game after qualifying for the state championship, I don't think that helps matters either.
Collier tries to call his own number, gets around the right side, and stopped for a big loss on the play. Good coverage by the Cresskill defense. Collier rolling around the right end, comes up about 4 yards short of the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 4th down and long for North Arlington. Remains to be seen whether they'll try for another 1st down on 4th and long yardage.
Well, Joe, one good thing about the game as far as Cresskill is concerned is the fact that they'll be able to get, a lot of their players will see action in the 4th period. They lead 30-0. So a lot of the guys who might not have been able to say that I played in a state championship game will be able to say that when the 4th period rolls around.
That's right. 3:04 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
And
Keith Nelson will punt for North Arlington. They elect not to take the chance on 4th and long. Solari back to receive for the Cougars. Close to blocking on that play was Tom Karat. Solari makes the reception on the 35. Starts to the outside, now cuts back inside, but he's stacked up for about a 5-yard gain after the catch. On the tackle for North Arlington was Brian Renshaw. So Cresskill will take over 1st down and 10 on the 32-yard line.
Gene Pagnozzi's still in there behind center for the Cresskill Cougars. He's had an outstanding day, throwing for 3 touchdown passes. He's ran for another touchdown. Add Jeff Kurtz's field goal, and you have 30 points for Cresskill. That's what they lead by right now. North Arlington defense just trying to hang in there, see if they can stop Cresskill.
Howard and Karach in the backfield for Cresskill. Schwartz and Solari split out wide left and right. Handoff goes to Karach. He goes around the left end for about a 5-yard pickup. 2nd down and 5. The ball's on the 40-yard line.
I think that's all we're going to see from Cresskill for the most part of the rest of the game, Joe. Probably just try and keep the ball on the ground. They have this game well in hand. No reason for Coach Caliatis to go throwing the ball with Pagnozzi, although Pagnozzi has had an outstanding day. I really don't think he wants to rub it in anymore. Just keep the ball on the ground and show up as much time on the clock as possible.
And again, Cresskill goes from the I formation. Solari now split out wide to the right. Pagnozzi on the option. Howard gets the ball right at about the 40-yard line, but he stopped right there. As soon as he got the pitch, he was hit hard and stopped for no gain. So it'll be 3rd down, 5 yards to go.
A lot of milestones reached in this game. Joe, we mentioned before, Solari going over the 1,000-yard mark in receiving. Pagnozzi with his 20th touchdown pass of the season. A couple more for Cresskill High School and the team as a whole. If they do win this game, it'll be the first time the football team has ever had an undefeated season, and will also be their first state championship. So there'll be a lot of celebrating in Cresskill tonight if the Cougars can hold on and get this victory.
That's right. There was some celebrating before the game. The first time ever that a Cresskill High School, as we see that incomplete pass just off the hands of Solari, the Cresskill High School had a pep rally before an actual game. They generally have them, at the beginning of the season, a group-type pep rally. But yesterday they had a pep rally, in honor of just this game. So this town really excited about their Cresskill Cougar football team.
And Coach Caliatis and his entire staff, Joe, and the Cresskill Cougars deserve a lot of credit. They faced all the competitors this year and defeated all of them, going 10-0. If they do tack on this victory, that'll be number 11, and you can't argue with an undefeated season.
So 4th down, 5 yards to go. Cresskill will be punting. To do the punt, Matt Higgins, number 75.
Back to punt for the Cougars.
Back to receive for North Arlington, John Pirro. And Renshaw, number 32.
Punt receiving formation for the Vikings.
Nice snap. Higgins gets off a nice punt, spiraling. Pirro fields it on his own 20-yard line, hit immediately on the play. Good coverage by Cresskill. Number 52, Kevin Martin, got down there in a hurry and put the hit on Pirro. So North Arlington will take over 1st down and 10 deep in their own territory.
Martin, Joe, a 5'11 senior, playing good special teams right there, comes flying down, despite the fact that the team is leading by 30 points, hanging in there and playing tough. making that tackle, putting North Arlington deep in their own end.
As they work on another injured player, that's about the third case of leg cramps that we've seen so far in this ball game. It's cold out on the field. That could contribute to the problem.
So neither team could have complained about the weather today, though. It was about 50 degrees. The sun has been shining. It has been somewhat windy, but just an excellent day for football, an excellent day to play a state championship. I'm sure Cresskill very happy about the circumstances. You might get a different viewpoint from the North Arlington side, but it really just turned out to be a wonderful day.
And North Arlington comes up to the line of scrimmage with 33 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. They have a chance to get one, maybe two plays off before the fourth quarter begins. Pitch goes to Junta. Junta around the right end. Gets almost to the original line of scrimmage. Again, there's good coverage by the Cougars over there, Glenn Howard, to make the stop.
And I don't think we're going to get that last play in, Joe. There's only about 10 seconds left, and I think North Arlington's going to let it run out and end the third quarter.
It would seem that North Arlington would like to get as many plays in as they can, trailing 30-0 here at the beginning of the fourth quarter. But they let the clock run out, and that will be it as the two teams change sides of the field. We'll be back, Joe Villone and Jack Curry, for the start of the fourth quarter right after this.
A long time ago, my daddy told me to stay away from three things: fast cars, sweet-talking men, and cigarettes.
I said, honey, I quit.
Back here, Arch Shaw Field, Cresskill High School in Cresskill, New Jersey. Joe Villone and Jack Curry for the start of the fourth quarter. Cresskill and North Arlington. Cresskill leads 30-0.
North Arlington with the ball, though, Joe. They're just going to have to try and get some offense going, just playing for pride right now.
Collier gives to Junta on a quick trap off tackle. It goes ahead for about 9 yards. Good pickup on the play by Junta. It'll be third down, 1 yard to go.
Check that, Joe. They gave Junta a favorable spot, and North Arlington is going to get the first down.
First and 10.
I'm sure that's the kind of running they would have liked to have all game. Really, Cresskill concentrating just on stopping the run of North Arlington. That's what Coach Caliete said before the game. If they could stop Sellis and the rest of the rushing attack, they would have a good shot at controlling North Arlington. Well, the rushing attack has been stopped, and Cresskill has done a very good job of controlling. Pass received by number 86, Eric Gretchen. It falls incomplete. It looked as if it might have been considered a fumble.
Right, Joe, I really think that Gretchen caught that ball and then fumbled it. The referees decided to call it an incomplete pass. Cresskill did check that North Arlington did wind up recovering the ball after a loss, but the refs are going to call it an incomplete pass.
So second down and 10 for North Arlington. Collier up to the line, three backs in the backfield. Now John Pirro splits off wide to the right side. Collier on a draw play. Pickup of about 5 on the play by Dean Blumetti. So North Arlington now late in the game, just starting to get their rushing game on track.
Collier hasn't really been throwing the ball all that well this afternoon, Joe. He threw the ball 8 times in the first half, completed 4. In the second half, when he has had to throw the ball, he's been under pressure a lot. And the fact that they're down by 30 points puts a little more pressure on him. We might see him throw the ball in this third down situation.
He has Pirro split to the right side. And he goes back to pass. Pirro open over the middle. And it is completed, but still about 1 yard short of the first down. Just over the 45-yard line, call it the 46. So fourth down, 2 yards to go for the first.
I really don't think North Arlington has any choice here, Joe. They've got to go for the first down. Not much to lose. They're trailing by 30 points, but if at least they get a touchdown or 2 on the board, it'll make the team feel that much better.
still is 10 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. And there is an illegal procedure call. North Arlington trying to razzle-dazzle Cresskill into believing there was going to be a fake punt. They lined up with the quarterback Collier in behind center and then switched off to punt formation. But when they called the punt formation, number 22, John Pirro, ran off sides. So they'll do the whole thing again.
Joe, just to display how tough that Cresskill defense has been today, North Arlington only has 47 yards rushing on the day and only 38 yards passing, less than 100 yards.
Keith Nelson to punt. Gets a nice punt again. Solari controls it on his own 20-yard line. Runs around one tackler and has the sideline. Good hit by the kicker, Keith Nelson, laying some kind of hit on Ed Solari. Also coming up from behind, John Pirro, number 22. So two guys took Ed Solari down on the 30-yard line. That's where Cresskill will take over, 1st and 10. But there is, however, a flag on the field, and it goes against Cresskill. So Cresskill will be starting out deep in their own zone on about the 15-yard line. Cresskill penalized for blocking below the waist. So it'll be first down, 10 yards to go on the 15 for Cresskill, and that negates Ed Solari's fine punt return.
You see Gene Pagnazzi running out to the huddle right now to get ready to call some plays, Joe. He's just had a tremendous day. He's 10 of 20 on the day, 188 yards, and he's thrown for 3 touchdowns. He has been victimized for 2 interceptions, but they really haven't hurt because the Cresskill defense has been tough enough to not allow the turnovers to hurt them. And on the receiving side, got to give a lot of credit to Solari. He has 6 catches for 95 yards.
As you saw, Karach running around the left end for about a pickup of about 3 yards. It'll be second down, 7 yards to go.
Cresskill probably keeping the ball on the ground for as long as they possibly can. They'd like to just run the clock out. With that 30-point advantage and only 9 minutes left, there's no reason for them to do anything else.
Report to the press box. The winning number 333.
Into the game comes Jim Dowling. He splits out wide to the right. Ed Solari out to the left side. Karach and Glenn Howard in the backfield for the Cougars. Pagnazzi on the option, hands to Karach. Karach gets a first down and beyond all the way to the 35-yard line. So it is first down and 10 for the Cougars. They have another set of downs to work with, and that's more time that they'll be able to take off the clock.
Joe, Cresskill hasn't used the option that often today. When they have used it, it's been successful. A couple of times before Pagnazzi run that option, and he has done it with excellence. He's just done everything today in an excellent manner, and that's why Cresskill has such a big advantage, and that's why they're going to be named state champs with this victory.
And you remember, in the first half, North Arlington did have some success stopping the option on the first time they did run it. Cresskill just kept at it, and it's been successful ever since. Handoff goes to Howard. He goes straight ahead for about 3 yards. Or maybe a little bit more, at about 5 yards. So Howard running right through the middle. Good holes being opened up along the line of scrimmage by the offensive line for Cresskill.
Howard's seen a lot more action in the game after Spina went down, and he's done a good job in that running back position, replacing Spina, who had a slight injury in the first half, and we haven't seen much more of him in the second half.
Ball's on the 39-yard line. Again, straight ahead go the Cougars looking for the first down, and it appears they have gotten it. Tom Karach on the carry gives the Cougars another first down. And before, you've seen the Cougars trying to move the ball up the field by the pass, and they've been successful. Now they're trying to do it by the run. Again, they're showing signs of success.
Right, Joe, they keep that ball on the ground. If they pick up a couple of first downs, they might even be able to chew up the rest of the time on the clock. There's under 7 minutes left. They've got a long way to go. They could get a time-consuming drive underway, and that could end this game.
6:53 remaining in this ball game. And a hard hit, it looks like, the Cougars were going to try again to work that option, but Pagnazzi just crushed by Chris Ingenito, coming from the defensive tackle position and laying some kind of hit on Pagnazzi. He fumbled as he was in the process of optioning to Tom Karatz, but Karatz alertly went back and recovered that fumble. It'll be second down and close to 20 yards to go for the Cougars.
Joe, we've talked about how successful Pagnazzi has been. Taking a look at the rushing stats just shows how well played a game it has been for Cresskill. They've rushed the ball 19 times, over 120 yards. That's better than a 6-yard average. So just an outstanding day offensively for the entire Cresskill squad.
Pagnazzi back by his own 25-yard line. They give to Karatz. Karatz angling for the sidelines, has plenty of running room. He has one man to beat. It's Collier. Spins off one tackler and finally brought down by number 81 for North Arlington, Gina DeRogetis. So Tom Karatz running right off tackle, getting a sideline and some running room and breaking off a very big gain, close to 60 yards.
Karatz caught a 12-yard screen pass earlier in the first half for a touchdown. Goes 38 yards on that carry, Joe. Just another outstanding day. A lot of people you can credit on that Cresskill offense. Everyone just having a great day.
So the ball spotted now on the North Arlington 35-yard line. I formation again for the Cougars. Again, the Cougars go straight ahead, trying to take some more time off the clock. Tom Karatz carries the ball for Cresskill, gets it ahead 5 more yards. It'll be second down, 5 to go, 5:07 remaining in the game.
Cresskill taking as much time as they can before each play, Joe. On the hand right now is for Pagnazzi, as he will come out of the ball game.
Replacing Pagnazzi at quarterback.
And you see Pagnazzi on your screen. He's making his final start in front of his hometown fans as a Cougar. He's a senior. This is his last high school football game. Karatz goes straight ahead. Gets close to the first down marker on that play. And it appears that they will move the chains inside the 20-yard line for the Cougars.
Brad Zakov, a junior, is now in the game quarterbacking for Cresskill. He takes over for Pagnazzi. The final stats on Pagnazzi, 10 of 20, 195 yards passing, 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Now Tom Karatz comes off the field. He gets a warm congratulations from the coaching staff and a hug by Coach Kaliadis, another senior who is playing his last football game. Zakov looking to run the option. It unfolds before his eyes, and he's going to have to just tuck it under and try to get as much as he can. He gets about 1 yard on the play. Second down, 9 yards to go.
Cresskill coach Kaliadis doing his seniors some justice by bringing them out of the game one by one, allowing them to get some applause from this crowd, and they certainly deserve it. They have done an outstanding job on the day. Have to wait and see if he does the same with Solari, the receiver who has an outstanding day, number 86.
Ron Farensback replacing Jimbo Dowling.
Farensback comes in for Jim Dowling. Farensback splits out wide to the left side. Solari still in the game. He's on the right side. Zakov. And straight ahead, a pickup of about 3. Second down and 7 coming up for Cresskill on the carry, Tom DeMoro.
Second and 7.
The quarterback, the running back we expected to hear about coming into this game, Joe, was North Arlington's Darren Sellis. But the fact that Sellis didn't play didn't give him a chance to shine. But on the other side, Creskill's Tom Karatz had an outstanding day. 15 carries and 102 yards.
Matt Higgins and Jim Rogovich come off the field now to get their token round of applause. Both those two players have a big-time college future ahead of them. Glenn Howard on the carry, tries to get around the right end, but no dice. Good coverage by North Arlington. He loses about 1 yard on the play. Third down and call it 11 to go.
We're approaching the 2-minute mark here, Joe, as Cresskill just winding the time down. rushing the ball
Rob Schmitter.
as a couple of ball players come out of the ball game.
That's Kevin Martin, also Ed Lopez. Both those players have done a good job today.
Must be very emotional along the sidelines right now for Cresskill, Joe. These players have been together for 4 years. They're culminating their careers by winning a state championship. I don't think there's any other way you'd want to do it than like that. We see a lot of players hugging each other along the sideline. Just a joyous scene along the Cougar bench.
Zakov fakes into the line and calls his own number. Down for another loss by North Arlington's defense, who's coming on now late in the game. Mike Hoffman, number 75, the linebacker, giving good coverage on the play. He tackles Zakov for another 2-yard loss.
Official timeout.
Mark, how much is that penalty, Mark?
An official timeout right now with 2 minutes left. Cresskill leading 30-0.
And while we do have some time, there's some people we'd like to thank. The executive producer of our broadcast, Maureen Parenta, the director, Tony Vecchione, our technical director, Amy Schwartz, the engineer, Bernie Galley, on camera, Joe Vargas, Matt Moles, and Cliff O'Shea, and on audio, Maria Lorino. Graphics, Susan Schulman, our production assistant, Diane Bauer, our statistician, Jerry Selzy, and our assistant on the sidelines, Chris Mango. Cresskill comes right back to the line of scrimmage. 1:49 remaining and counting in this football game. Zakov, hands straight ahead.
Tomorrow on the carry.
Tomorrow again gets the call, brings it up for 5 more yards.
Stop by Pat Costello.
So they ran straight ahead on 4th down and 26. Not nearly enough for the first down. So North Arlington, with 1:37 remaining in the football game, has one more chance to prevent the shutout.
North Arlington.
Well, Joe, North Arlington coming up on offense right now with the ball, looking to try and get something going if they possibly could. Collier is still in there at quarterback. He's had a rough day.
Collier looking sideline, throwing deep. He has a receiver back there, but it's picked off by Tom Schwartz, coming from the cornerback position. The intended receiver on the play looked like it was Junta, number 35, but Schwartz comes in to make the reception, and now 4 running plays with 1:14 remaining here in the football game will about cap things off.
That's right, Joe. That should just about do it. All Cresskill will have to do right now is 4 on the ball. All Cresskill will have to do, as we said, Joe, is 4 on the ball. Only less than a minute left, and they'll be able to complete their undefeated season.
And Jack, the first time a Cresskill football team has gone undefeated, the first state championship for this squad. Brad Zakor falls on the ball. 42 seconds remaining. He has to do it one more time as the fans begin their "We're number one" chant. North Arlington certainly has nothing to be ashamed of. Really giving it their all for the entire game.
And this last
clock
play
continues to wind down. 23 seconds remaining in the football game. And whistles blown. Referee stops the clock at 17 seconds. There is a timeout. It looks like it will be assessed against North Arlington.
I don't know what the holdup is here, Joe. We're just waiting to see what happens. Coach Caliatis of Cresskill going out on the field to discuss something with his players. Only 17 seconds left. All that remains is for one more play to be run. A lot of the fans filing onto the field right now. I assume they're going to be rushing out there after Cresskill does claim this victory. We see some of the younger fans of the Cougars claiming that they're number one. and Cresskill will win their 11th straight game of the year, 11-0. First time the school has gone undefeated and the first time they won a state championship. So there should be a lot of celebrating in Cresskill tonight.
And it looks like we're about set to run this last play of the ball game, quite possibly. All Zakov has to do is fall on the football. And he does. 12 seconds remaining now. And that will be the last play of the ball game. So as the clock winds down, fans spilling onto the field, Cresskill High School is the New Jersey State Interscholastic High School football champions. Cresskill High School, congratulations have to go to both teams. Coach Calieta is doing a fine job with his team as he gets a ride from his team on the shoulders. And the two coaches shake hands at midfield.
You're right about that, Joe. Both teams have to be credited for even making it to this game. North Arlington was defeated 30-0, but even to make it to the state finals is a great achievement. Cresskill comes up with the greater achievement, though, as they win 30-0 to win the state championship.
And the final score once again, 30-0. Cresskill over North Arlington. Joe Vialone and Jack Curry will be back for a brief wrap-up right after this.
Fight heart disease. Fight kidney disease, fight blindness. Support the American Diabetes Association. Diabetes is a major contributor to heart disease, kidney disease, and blindness. So fight some of the worst diseases of our time with one stroke. Support the American Diabetes Association.
Mr. Joe Patterson.
Back here, Arch Shaw Field, Cresskill High School, Cresskill, New Jersey. Joe Vialone and Jack Curry and a lot of the Cresskill fans spilling onto the field. Really a happy bunch of fans right now. Jack, take a look at the statistics from the game. I know Ed Solari and Gene Pagnazzi must have some really exceptional statistics on the day, closing out a fine year.
There's no doubt about that, Joe. They are the reason that these people are out there celebrating right now. Pagnazzi was 10 of 20 on the day, close to 200 yards, threw for 3 touchdowns. Solari caught 6 passes, 1 for a TD. As we recap the scoring, it was Pagnoli to Solari for a 19-yard TD pass for the first touchdown. Pagnazzi later came back with a 12-yard strike to Karach, which made it 13-0 after Kurtz's extra point was blocked. Kurtz came back in the second quarter with a 27-yard field goal to make it 16-0. And then Pagnazzi with a pretty 8-yard run up the middle capped off the first half scoring to make it 23-0. Things quieted down in the second half as Cresskill really had the game in hand. They scored 1 more touchdown. It was a fine toss. Pagnazzi putting the ball up to tight end Ed Lopez, who took it in and scored. Cresskill claiming the 30-0 victory and winning the New Jersey Section 1 state championship, their first time ever in their school and also their first undefeated season.
Right, and as for North Arlington, they were outplayed, but really, in all fairness, they didn't have Darren Sellis, one of the finer running backs in possibly the state. Darren Sellis being recruited by a host of Division I schools, and that has to have some kind of effect because North Arlington basically a running team, and if you have your best running back out of a game like this against a defense like Cresskill, that really limits your options on offense.
Right, Joe, I think there's no doubt about that. North Arlington certainly was affected by the fact that they didn't have Sellis, but any coach will tell you that one player does not a team make, and Cresskill had the better players in this game, and that's why they are the Group 1 North Jersey Section 1 champions, the Cresskill Cougars, going 11-0 on the season.
And with that, that will about wrap things up here from Arch Shaw Field in Cresskill, New Jersey. Joe Vialone along with Jack Curry saying thanks for tuning in to this presentation. It is by Cablevision of New Jersey in cooperation with the Cresskill High School Booster Club. And we thank them for bringing us the New Jersey State Interscholastic High School Football Championship. Once again, Joe Vialone for Jack Curry saying thanks for tuning in to this edition of Cablevision's High School Football Game of the Week.